Thanks for the support as a channel member, Nathan Rowley. No, I absolutely agree. The financial situation, absolute mess. Yeah, have you seen the projection? 2 years' time, we're expected to be £6 million in debt. I know. The net transfer spend in the entire Super League last year, the Super League 1, the most a club spent was £500,000. There's no money. I know. We can't sell to survive. That plan's out the window. I did hear on the grapevine that you had a few quid. That you might be a background sugar daddy, I think was the word that was... Hello? She's gone. Hello and welcome to part 8 of the Greek Odyssey. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we're going to have a quick look back at last season's glorious season that got us promoted into the Super League 1 and got me the STEAM achievement of National Hero because I took a team from the bottom division to the top division. Why I hadn't already unlocked that with Bourne, I don't know. Anyone from Sports Interactive want to explain that one to me? But I have unlocked it now, and then we're going to get into our summer of transfers. I will warn you now, this won't be like the transfer specials you've come to know and love from Non-League to Legend and from the Bourne series, mainly because there isn't really any money. You can see down there we've got a £33,000 a week wage budget and we're already spending £31,000. The best we can hope for is like for like free transfers coming in to cover the players that have gone out. There's no transfer budget. And really, the big focus of the save is on youth development. So it's going to be more a case of identifying which youngsters we're going to bring up into our first team squad and try and utilise next season rather than trying to bring in 15 players on free transfers. I'm going to try not to bring 15 players in on free transfers. But before we get into that, we do have the end of season awards and all that. That's worrying. That's worrying. So we'll come to that in a minute. But the end of season awards, Marko Blažić, as you would expect, has won Player of the Year and fully deserves it. He is one of the many that are leaving us. But his one and only season playing for Apollon, 21 appearances, 8 goals, 2 assists, 3 man of the matches and a 7.27 average. He's been a very good player. Nikos with the runner-up. And encouragingly, Franco Halilaj is the third placed player. And he is our player, our youngster, and we need to offer him a new contract immediately because he's only got 1 year remaining on his, and we do not want the same issue occurring with him that we've had with some of our other players. So if we push that out to 3 years, and then, oh, look at these, we've actually got release clauses of reasonable amounts of money. This is encouraging. Let's try and push his wage down as far as we can. Right, I want to insist on a 3-year contract, which hopefully won't scare us. He wants more money of it being 3 years. Okay, we'll agree to 400. Oh, okay, fine. You're our most important player. You're our most important youngster. You can have your money. Thomas got Goal of the Year. So let's have a look at the Goal of the Year from Thomas. A 3-year contract for Halilaj is huge. Thomas with the Goal of the Year. Let's have a little look at this. He wins the ball back just inside the opposition half, charging down the right-hand side, and then cracks it into the top corner across the goal. It is a good goal. Signing of the season, Alex Menendez, who came in as the replacement for Choo Choo when he left, and to be fair, has been a very good addition to the team. Probably an upgrade over Choo Choo. The only one of those signings that you could realistically call an upgrade. And Young Player of the Year goes to Halilaj at 18. Just super, super important. Team of the Year, Burkic is in goal for the Team of the Year, despite only playing 10 games for us. Juanderson starting the season. And then the goalkeeper with the long name finishing the season because I liked his name. Back forward, Menendez, Kyrgias, Larrea, who of course left us to go and play back in Argentina in January, and his value is now up to £1 million. I mean, he would have been a cracking player to keep around, but we never had any chance of keeping him at the club. Balakis in at right back, and we need to make a decision whether we try and bring him back on loan again for the upcoming season. Halilaj at the base of the midfield, Gino and Blažić ahead of him. I think Gino is out of contract this summer, but isn't one of the ones who's already agreed to leave. So he's probably another player who we need to sort a new contract for soon. Blažić, of course, we know is leaving. Kyrgias, I think, is... No, he's on the transfer list, bless him. Iritia, Nikos, Karagounis is staying as well. Although, again, he's officially staying at the moment, but he's out of contract, so we need to make a decision on Gino and Karagounis, Iritia and Nikos both leaving. Nikos was the top scorer on 26 goals, Blažič highest average rating, Iritia most assists. What that's telling you, with those three leaving, goals might be a problem for us next year. Anderson, best pass completion. Most man of the matches is shared between Blažič and Nikos. We're definitely losing some star quality this summer with the players that are going to be leaving the club. So our season review, we were expected to, depending on whether you believe Mrs Wearmouth, we were supposed to challenge for the title, and unfortunately we only won it, which she's still upset about, and we massively overachieved with the Greek Cup semi-final. An average attendance of 641 does not bode well. Hopefully that's going to take a big increase now we're moving up into the higher league, and 34 players used more reflects the fact we tried a lot of youth players out towards the end of the season rather than the first team squad being too bloated. That's not why we've got financial problems. Pretty much any half-decent youngster got at least one game towards the end of the season. So, club vision stuff. She still wants me to focus on signing under 23s for the first team. So, I think we probably do need to refocus in on that because she is upset. She's very upset that I didn't achieve the goals that she wanted for this season. The new 5-year plan, work within the budget, maintain the best youth system. These things are kind of out of my control because we're not going to have the money to invest in them. And if we're already getting downgrades now, they're good at the start. But unless Mrs Wearmouth herself puts the money up to invest, I don't see how I can control that stuff. I can try and develop the players that come through it as best I can, but really, to maintain the best youth system in the world, or no, in fact, it's now developed the best youth system in the world. So we were the best youth system in the world. It's now been downgraded to we want to go back up to that. Well, how can I when there's no money? Maximum 1-year contracts for players over 32 is fine. Minimum 2-year contracts for first team players. Mrs Wearmouth has learnt from what's happened this season, just like I have. And again, I can get on board with that. She wants to grow the club's reputation this season and fight bravely against relegation. So it's one of those seasons where if we get relegated, I'm not going to get fired, which is good. Hopefully we'll try not to get relegated. And then the plan is within 5 years become an established Super League team, which I think is a reasonable goal for 5 years. I can't really get my head around how quickly it's going to take us for us to be able to challenge for the title. I was having a look. No, that's the wrong button, Kev. I was having a look at the Super League 1 just to get an idea of what the finances are like. And if we have a look at salary per annum, you can see that PAOK and Olympiacos both spending around £20 million a season in salaries. For contrast, our wage budget for this season will put us not the lowest salary. It'll be somewhere around here, £1.7 million a season. So you can see it's definitely a league of largely have-nots. Even teams that make it into the championship group, a lot of them don't have much in the way of money. So I think look from our point of view, it's not unrealistic for us to become a top 5 team relatively quickly, but to push into that top 3 will need some serious work and not a little amount of luck, because they are some crazy salary spends. Squad dynamics, our team leaders, Blažič is leaving, Kyrgios is on the transfer list, Fat John is leaving. There's going to be a dearth of leadership this summer that we need to resolve. End of season team meeting, we need to try and stay up. Congratulations on getting promoted. Before you go away, I want to let you know I'm going to keep faith in this squad. No, well, you're all leaving. It's a great achievement. We have to focus on staying up next season. With the right additions, we can avoid the drop. I don't necessarily even want to say that. I want you, even though we'll probably come back down, I'm going to give us the best chance of avoiding relegation by bringing in some new faces. I think that's the best one to do. There we go. Because I think there is a good chance we will come straight back down with all the players that we've got leaving. It's going to be a completely untried team that we're trying to stay up with, and here's confirmation that our facilities are downgraded. So due to technological advances, we built our stuff last season. The club's facilities no longer rank where they once did in the footballing world. The youth facilities have been affected by these advances, so we've no longer got presumably state-of-the-art youth. Can we put it back up? We're not currently in the right financial position. Well, Mrs Wearmouth, you're the one with the cash. Maybe you want us to have the best youth system in the world. You got to pay for it. I can't magic the money up out of my eyeballs. Yeah, we've only got superb youth facilities now, which, let's face it, is probably going to be okay. Mrs Wearmouth, I never doubted you for a minute. A £3 million cash injection. Just what the doctor ordered. Can we now? We can't improve the youth because it's already been done. But what we could do, so we still can't afford to actually improve. There you go. We can get some data analysis. That'll get the job done. Is there anything else we could maybe ask for? Do I need a coaching course? I assumed I've only got a Continental A licence. That needs fixing. Goodness me. Right, so we've had some money injected, which was much needed. We've got our scouting budgets in. We can only afford to scout in Greece. Commercial summary. We're not really making any more money than we did last year, and all of our most popular players are leaving. But what we have done is made contract offers to all of the players that we want to keep. So someone like Henderson, I don't really want to keep him. I don't know why there's offers coming in, because he can just leave on a free transfer next week or in a couple of weeks. Just may as well leave. We're bringing in a head of sports science. Very fancy. We're upgrading our player analysis facilities. I'm off on a coaching course. Can I speak Greek yet? That's a big thing. Almost accidentally retired there. Where does it say if I can speak Greek? I've got knowledge of Greece. This doesn't feel like the normal screen. Isn't it normally an information screen for me? I don't often look at my own profile. My profile. I'm going to assume I can speak Greek now. Oh, there you go. It's just there. I can speak basic Greek, as you've heard in these videos. I mean, you already knew that. My Greek's getting better all the time. But we've got all of the youth players tied in for new contracts, which we're just looking at the youth at the moment. Let's look at the first team. You can see we've got some longer contracts in on there now, and then a whole bunch of players who are going to be leaving. If you look at our committed spending, we've not committed to a lot. So once we hit the 1st of July and everybody leaves, in fact, there's a way to sort this squad depth, so we can do that now, isn't there? If we filter this so it doesn't include the ones who are leaving, and then take it up to 3 stars, you can see we don't have a lot. Let's take it to 2 stars. So these are the players who you would consider first team ready, who aren't definitely leaving. So Burkic in goal, and we've got 3 options at left back, 2 at right back, although Kalapitas is one of the options at all of these. He's the 18-year-old who can play anywhere across the back 4. You can see Ryan Lawson is up there as part of the first team squad now as well. Several of the youngsters involved. Loads of defensive midfielders. A few options in central midfield, including this guy who's out on loan at the moment, and he's going to come back into the mix, which is lovely to see. And then wide up front. It's not a disastrous situation, even with everybody leaving. And there's going to be quite a lot of budget to bring in some players. We need to make sure we're bringing in under 23s. I haven't got a clue if that squad is good enough to stay up, but in comparison to the rest of the squad, using the star ratings, they look quite good. There you go. We're signing a goalkeeper. Much celebration. That's why we can let Henderson go. I may as well show you this guy. I was planning on showing you all the transfers in one go in a minute. But we may as well just show you this guy as he's about to arrive. You can see Fat John away on international duty. It's probably the last you'll ever see of Fat John. But there you go. This is our goalkeeper who's coming in. 23-year-old Spanish goalkeeper. 4-star current ability. 4-star potential. Just nice goalkeeper. Lovely goalkeeper. If we go back to the team report, does he show up on there now? He's definitely coming in. So we want to include future players. So unhide. Does he not? Don't know why he's not showing. Bearing in mind he's a future transfer coming in. I'm sure there's a good reason. Well, this is interesting because this has happened without any of my input. I didn't ask for an affiliate club. I've never used an affiliate club before because I usually manage in England where you can't use them. But Southampton are now, I guess, our parent club. So what's the protocol here? Do I just scout their entire, I guess, under 23 squad, of which they don't really have one? The problem is we don't have England loaded, I don't think. Do we have England loaded? No. So they're not going to have much in the way of youth. So it's utterly pointless. Thanks, Mrs Wearmouth. The thought was nice. But, I mean, just we'll scout everyone you've got and see if there's anybody we can maybe bring in on loan. Doesn't look like there's much in the way of option, though. Maybe they'll just send someone to us. We'll see. We're getting paid, so that's good. Well, that's a lot of players been released. 15 players released, in addition to all of the ones that were leaving anyway. None of them apparently should get a new contract yet. I'm not going to argue with that. We do have some of our loan players back. And the one thing that hasn't gone through yet is our transfers out. So we're just going to go forward one more day when we've got all these transfers leaving as well. And we'll see exactly how much money we've got and what we're actually left with after they've all gone. And then we're going to come up with a plan. The plan is bring in about 10 players probably. I realise I've changed my tune massively since the start of this. Even since the start of this video. But that was before I realised there'd actually be some money lying around. Because is it the 1st of July? It is the 1st of July. Have the transfers gone through? No, we have to hit one more continue for the transfers to go through. Come on. Be away with you. Get lost, a lot of you. You're not welcome here anymore. There we go. They're all gone. Fat John's got... I'm sad about Fat John. The rest of them, not going to miss him. But Fat John is sad. Oh, we've brought 2 players in as well. Who the hell's Michaelis Keller? Apparently he's a former Apollon. I don't even remember agreeing to bring him in. I do not remember when that happened. But obviously I did. So let's pat everybody on it. He's got a good beard, hasn't he? He's Isopoulos. New captain right there. And straight away... Oh, that's my boy making... I mean, that looks like a tasty loan straight away. Well in, Mr. Director of Football. Straight on it. 9 a.m. on the 1st of July. Bang. We're having a loan here. Okay. I can support that. Right, let's have a look at the finances. We've got lots of wage to spend. The squad's looking looking a little thin. If we just narrow this down to our first team squad, where's the things? That's what we're looking for. So it's still a really big first team. How have we lost all those players? It's because we've drafted up so many youngsters. Look how many teenagers we've got in this now. If we go by ability, Halilaj still our best player. New goalkeeper, second best player. Menendez, we knew he was good. Luris, and that's where you start to worry because Luris never looked that special last year. And he's the 4th best player at the club currently. But there's lots of players who are there or thereabouts. And then these are the youngsters who, realistically, when the new signings come in, most of these ones from probably Kyotis down, they're going back down to the under-19s probably to finish them off. If they can. I mean, being 19 years old, they might not be able to. But now is the time to just start bringing in free transfers. Not approach to sign. No, have I messed that one up completely now? No, it's all going wrong. I don't know the buttons. It's all new and terrifying for me. It's the 23rd of July, and I think I'm done. It's still a month until the start of the new season, so anything can happen. I'm sure you're familiar with my work, but we have brought a selection of players in. Let's have a look through them. Firstly, we have Michaelis Keller, who is a central midfield player, 2.5-star current ability, 3-star potential ability. He was with us for years. He was the one who I'd already arranged, isn't he? I still don't understand that one. So he came through our youth system originally. Homegrown. Hooray. Gonzalez, the goalkeeper you already know about. Right, let's get started on the actual new ones. Nacho. He can play anywhere. He's going to play on the right wing, though, as an inside forward. Left-footed, right winger. You know I love that kind of thing. 4-star current ability, 4-star potential ability. So much better than anyone else we had at the club on that right-hand side. He's already considered a good player for most Super League sides. He was playing regularly in the 2nd division in Spain last year. He's going to be a good signing and score goals for us down that right-hand side. And then on the left, we have another new signing, Olivier Boumal, who's a 30-year-old Cameroonian international. 4-star current ability. He can play on either wing, but we're going to use him on the left-hand side. He's been around Greece for years, but he's also done France, Spain, China, Japan. He's done the world tour, and now he's settling down in Greece for a couple of years. Tassos Papazoglu is a 31-year-old centre-back, previously of Apollon before when we were last in the Super League. And he comes in as our new best centre-back and some much needed experience back there. We've got lots of youth players who can do a good job at centre-back, but he's going to be an older head to sit in the middle of them all. Gorka Santamaria is our new striker, 25-year-old Spanish striker, 4-star current ability. I wasn't comfortable going in with just Luris as my striker and Athanasiadis as our backup. This guy, again, been playing around and about in Spain, but 4-star current ability and similarly good player for Super League sides. We're putting together a team here. Kyriakos Andriopoulos is a central midfield player, primarily a defensive midfield player, but we know we've got Halilaj there as our deep line playmaker. So we're going to play Andriopoulos a little bit further forward as a ball-winning midfielder in central midfield with a more attacking central midfielder alongside him, who you'll meet in a minute. This guy's 4.5-star current ability. I don't know how he was available on a free transfer. I don't know why he's never played at any kind of decent level. I don't know why he was so cheap. He just turned up on my scout reports. Yes, we'll have a bit of that. Thank you very much. Vasilis Rentsas is our new right-back, 28-year-old Greek right-back, 3-star current ability. Nothing special. But again, we only really had youth at the moment. And as much as I want to use the youth, I don't want to rely on the youth and only the youth. So bringing in a slightly older player to offer some competition, very sensible. Then we've got a new left-back on loan for the season from AEK Athens, 22-year-old Greek under-21 international Georgios Giannoutsos, 3-star current ability, 4-star potential, again to offer some competition to Menendez. And again, Kalapitas, who I keep emphasising is a centre-back, but he can just play everywhere across the back four. I mean, apparently his most suitable position is right-back, but he's a centre-back. I don't look at these. I guess his heading of 7 means he might not be, but he's 6'1". Maybe he is a right back. I'm sure you lot will tell me that he's a right back. And then here's the central midfielder I promised you, Thanasis Androutsos, 23 years old, already got a cap for Greece. He's on loan from Olympiacos for the rest of the season. He's a central midfielder or an attacking midfielder. 4-star current ability, 4.5-star potential. As a central midfielder, has the potential to be a leading Super League central midfielder in the future. The really exciting thing about Androutsos is, as part of his loan, we've got a future fee agreed at £165,000. Now, I know that's a ridiculous amount of money for us now, but if we were to sell one of our youngsters at some point, and we've got some of these young players who've got 7-figure release clauses. Ryan Lawson, I think, has a massive release clause, so obviously has huge potential. A £3.2 million release clause. Halilaj has got like a £2.5 million release clause. If one of those guys were to go during the course of this season, we've got a potential future star who we can bring in relatively cheap. So I think some good business. If we have a look at the team report now, it's currently filtered to 3-star players, and you can see we've got solid options for 3-star players in every position. If we take it down to include the 2-stars as well, which brings all the youngsters in, we've got a squad. We have a finished squad. We've managed to do it by staying within our budgets and not going crazy. All I've done is gone like for like, replaced the amount of players who've left. And they're just the ones who went for other clubs. If you factor in everyone who was released as well, we've actually massively slimmed down what was a really bloated squad. There must be 25 players who've left the club this summer, and we've brought in about 10 to replace them. And I'm happy with that for now. Unless an absolute superstar comes up who's quite cheap, or we get an offer for one of our players that we can't turn down, I think the next month is just going to be me basically enjoying the sun in Greece. Well, that was the quietest month of Football Manager I've ever had. I actually behaved myself. We did bring in one more player. It wasn't even me. This was my director of football did this. Decided to bring us in an upgraded right back. Wasn't going to argue. Manolis Tsanakakis, 3.5-star current ability right back, natural right wing back, which is important for the way we play as well. And that is the final signing of the summer. So actual transfers, I think that's 11 out, 12 in. Plus the 15 that were released. So 26 out, 12 in, massive number of youngsters promoted to the first team squad. If we sort the first team squad by age, we go all the way. How many is that? There's 15 members of the first team squad who are younger than 20. So that's some good balance. We're starting to shift the balance towards young players a little bit more, which is only going to be a good thing. Also a good thing, season ticket sales. I just got that notification through. Where is it? It's not going to show up, is it? Importantly, we sold 2,000 season tickets. That's what I wanted to tell you. Compared to 400 season tickets last year, an average attendances of 400 or 500, we've sold over 2,000 season tickets for this season. So straight away, we know attendances are going to be much higher than they were last year, with away fans coming in as well and pay on the day folk. Everything starting to look up here at Apollon as we prepare for life in the Super League 1, which will, of course, be tomorrow's episode. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.